I want it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it, but now I want more, and I'ma have it.
Hey, we're back. We took some time off. This is LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I am Realistic Randy with MasterMin and BoldBarry. Had a bit of a NBA Finals withdrawal, but now we're back. We're ready to go. LeBron James and the Cavaliers overcame that 1-3 deficit to come back in Game 7. Well, final score, I believe, was 103-99, and LeBron brought a championship to the city of Cleveland. The first since, what was it, 1962 or 64?
Wasn't it like 54 or something like that?
Years.
That was
I think it was. I think it was 52 years, so that would be 64. Either way, it was a long time ago, at least 5 decades ago.
Wasn't even thought about.
And we'll talk about LeBron and whether he's a top 5 player or not a little bit later. But first, we've got to start this off with the NBA draft. And we're going to start with the Boston Celtics just because, BoldBarry, this affects you the most. I actually wrote an article about all the options that Danny Ainge and the Boston Celtics had. They ended up taking Jaylen Brown with the third. They took Jaylen Brown with the third pick and two guys that I've never heard of before. We'll just have to see how they do. They didn't make any moves, but BoldBarry, how do you feel, man? Are you excited?
Danny. So this dude Danny, man. Draft day, another draft day disappointment. I'm not surprised by the slightest bit, to be honest. He's been notorious to do this every year except for that 1 year, and I've always Mastermind knows best that I'm always screaming lightning doesn't strike twice. When it comes to the draft day and him having all these picks and setting up for the big Godfather deal and all this stuff that he's doing, looks like it bit us in the ass again. I don't think I've been this disappointed or this excited. Actually, I don't even know what to feel. It's one of those things where I was like, all right, we got the number 3 draft pick. I thought, I personally wanted Buddy Hield, but unfortunately, I guess 85 out of 100 3-pointers made. Just when you're working out for the team doesn't matter and stuff. It doesn't tell you that you're a bona fide shooter. It must have been something else that we didn't see, behind the scenes. But I'm still scratching my head. Definitely a head scratcher. We already have a 3 guy, and I'm pretty sure he plays the 3, and we have Jay Crowder. So, is he going to be a swingman? This is another project guy. Danny loves drafting these projects. We look at the, the Avery Bradley projects. We got a current Marcus Smart project. We have these tweener guys who, they're not a 1 or a 2, and it sounds like he's not a 3 or, or a 2. So, Danny, good job, Danny. Unsuccessful trade attempts. I don't know what was going on in the green room, so to say, or whatever, but as far as him making the deals, I know yesterday we were texting back and forth about a bunch of deals going on and everything, and how I was like, who does Philly think they are, and etc. Well, I regret texting y'all that because
I take that deal all day.
I would have took one of them damn deals because I'm still up in the air with Mr. Brown here. This is just something I'm just not a fan of. It's not like I don't think it's going to be good. I actually just don't know what he's really going to be. But it's just a head scratcher to me. We had the number 3 pick, and this is what we do with it. And we don't even make a deal. We want to go shop out for Boogie Cousins and a few names out there. We all know Paul George is off the table for everybody once Pacers made their moves. But the DeMarcus Cousins overreacting tweet to I think what was it? Keep me sane or whatever it was. Something like that.
Lord give me the strength.
Lord give me strength. Yeah. And all that stuff like that. And it just, the Bulls, they were asking for, I think a ridiculous amount, first and foremost. Yeah, they were asking for the house and the farm, as, Realistic Randy would say, for Jimmy Butler. I guess he's Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, I didn't know that he was worth all that. Maybe the 3rd pick, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
But then when you talk about the whole roster as if we're traded for Kevin Garnett or Ray Allen or something, please. Let's see. The low ball deals. Hit or miss. I wouldn't have took the what was it, the Covington and Nerlens Noel deal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have took that. But I believe there was an Okafor package on the deal that I definitely regret not taking, considering that we were going for the guy last year. So why not pull the trigger on that? And I'm pretty sure they weren't really asking for much with that. I think the deal was the 3rd pick.
The 3rd pick.
Yeah.
They wanted Chris Dunn. So
yeah, Chris Dunn. So it's all right, let's make that happen. But this is Danny things, and I also read in the Globe that Danny just has secret decisions that he makes on his own, And this tells me everything I need to know. Like at this point, when you got this guy being like, all right, I have a room full of scouts and staff that have either watched these guys or have their input and know like a little bit about basketball and everything. You're gonna straight listen to them, but then have your secret pick and then pick that. I mean, I guess. And then we saw Laker Nation tweet the other day like, we're out here and it's true. It's really true. That's why I never look forward to the draft ever, because our last picks, Marcus Smart, Jared Sullinger, Teddy Rozier, who else was it?
James Jones,
RJ Hunter,
Olynyk,
Jared Sullinger, Kelly Olynyk, stuff like Pat Mello and the famous Marshawn Brooks.
Him too, but
it's just like just what we do, and then let me not even really get started on the overseas heavy draft that we had, but like those picks that were so random that I think I even overheard them saying that they're not even playing this year or the year after. So it's like what the hell are we doing? What's damn Danny? I'm gonna let y'all chime in on this one.
MasterMin, what do you make of Boston? Is BoldBarry overreacting? Did the Boston Celtics, did they have a fantastic draft last night?
I don't overreacting. I just think it's a typical Celtics move. They don't like – see, the thing about the Celtics, they don't like for some reason, it seems like they don't like big names or star potential players. They like these scrappy, these just really work hard type of players. I mean, Jaylen Brown's a classic pick for them. I was looking at the mock draft, and he was like number 7, 8 in most mock drafts, and he ended up being a 3rd pick. So, I mean, that's kind of questionable when you need perimeter shooting, when you have Jamal Murray, you have Buddy Hills there. You even have a Chris Dunn there, but I understand he's not a shooter. But, I mean, if you want to look at just talent, take the best available, not just something you completely don't need. I mean, where are you going to play this guy at? So it's just – and you have a project in James Young who still hasn't seen the court at 6'7" at the same thing. So I just don't understand what that move was, and I don't even want to talk about the other 2 picks that
the guy who was surprised that he was 17. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch on it.
Like that alone. I think I got to text you. I don't even just that alone tells me you don't want to play. You're not going to be good off jump if you're surprised. Nope. You should think of the first pick if you're coming into the NBA,
especially as a first round pick.
But it's too bad that you guys couldn't get a Jimmy Butler. They were asking for the house, though. They wanted that first pick. I think Jay Crowder was the holdup from this whole trade. So
that's what I heard too, which is funny.
They want to give Jay Crowder.
What?
Must see something. Yeah, Jay Crowder.
Yeah, he was the holdup in it because Danny didn't want to give up that.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot about that on ESPN radio today, so that's been
Damn Danny.
Wow.
But there's one positive thing about this draft, and that's that the Celtics still have the Brooklyn Nets pick for next year. So
I mean,
I'm hearing
the Bulls wanted it as well.
And the Brooklyn Nets just got worse by trading their second best player in Thaddeus Young. So they sell Brook, but
they wonder what they're going to do with him. So they got to get rid of him now.
They're going to be another lottery team. So and then next year's draft is supposedly, I'm hearing some really good things. It's going to be really deep. So hopefully that pick leads to their, the number 1 or top 3 pick again. But who knows what Danny will do again. It looks like you will have, like you've been screaming the whole time yesterday. It looks like they'll be doing the trade deadline.
Trade deadline. I'll be looking forward to the trade deadline. Fast forward to February.
It looks like that will help it. That looks like that will help. So
let's see what happens in February.
I want to see what you guys are going to do in free agency because.
Oh, that's why I said February.
I don't think the Celtics ever got a big name free agency.
You get these mid-level dudes and stuff like that.
Garnett and and Ray Allen were trades, so. That's totally different, and you don't have a Kevin McHale just giving you
exactly. Larry Bird and Reed up. So good luck with getting Paul George from the man.
And another positive thing, at least you didn't get worse. You're just the same team. You'll get bounced out in the first round again. So.
And that's why I'm not going to be paid to be a fan this year.
that's my take on this pick. It's just a safe pick. It looks like they didn't want to go for the home run kid with a Buddy or Chris or Jamal Murray, like I said. So. Good luck, Celtics fans. I know you guys are happy that you had 8 picks in this draft, and you can't wait for nothing.
Just gonna keep screaming 85 for 100 from 3. Doesn't pick that guy 3rd.
I'm interested to see if Danny Ainge made a call to Sacramento. I heard a lot about the Sixers offer and Chicago possibly with the Jimmy Butler thing, but they wanted the house. I didn't hear anything about was Danny Ainge in contact with Vlade Divac. I'm interested to know if that ever happened because, If Vlade Divac was just like, no, absolutely not, Boogie Cousins is ours, we're not letting him go, then that's fine. There's nothing you can do about it. Same thing if Chicago wanted everything for Jimmy Butler, I understand that too. But you need to have some sort of last resort scenario as far as if you can't make a deal, then if you're going to keep the pick, then make the best pick. They didn't even do that. I'm sorry, and I'm not going to be sit here and act like this college expert because Mastermind is the college expert of this whole podcast. I don't watch college basketball. I haven't for a little while. I did say to myself, okay, well, let me see what this guy Jaylen Brown's about. I mean, I looked at highlight tapes and everything, and I always look to see, okay, yeah, highlight tapes, that's fantastic, but how does that translate into the next level? And I saw Ben Simmons and I saw Brandon Ingram. I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Well, these two guys, they're going to be absolutely fantastic. I saw Chris Dunn, and I was like, whoa, man, this dude's a beast. He ended up going 5th to Minnesota Timberwolves. And then I saw Jaylen Brown. And Mastermind, you pointed out perfectly. He fits the typical Boston Celtics profile player, just scrappy, work hard, just does what he can to get it done. And I'm sorry, but like Boston fans, I can only imagine like you guys are just sitting here like we're done with this. We're ready to compete. We're ready to take a shot at the Cavs. We're ready to take it to the next level. And I don't think this did anything. You passed on Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn. This dude, man, I told you this, Mastermind. I was like, am I crazy for comparing this dude to Russell Westbrook, but he can pass better than Russell Westbrook, and he has an okay shot. You compare him more to Dwayne Wade. I see that as well. The energy that this guy has is off the charts. But Jaylen Brown, from what I saw, I didn't see a top 3 pick. I didn't see the number 3 pick in the draft, talent-wise. I saw, like you mentioned, like the mock drafts had him, 6, 7, somewhere around that range. I saw him around that range. But you know what the worst part about this is, and I don't want to pile on BoldBarry, but there was a point in the draft last night where ESPN, they cut into like live feed of the Boston Celtics draft room, and they looked defeated. They just looked like Danny Ainge and all of them. They were just you would think if they made some great moves for the future, they would just be high-fiving each other. Yeah, let's have some coffee, some champagne. They were sitting there just like scratching their heads. I'm sure they were looking on Twitter while they were just getting absolutely roasted. No disrespect to Danny Ainge and all these GMs out here, especially Orlando Magic. We'll get on them the next segment. But I posted a picture out to the group page of Indeed.com, that job search website, where I'm like, damn it, I don't want to hear no more about GM saying, oh, well, the outside world, you guys don't know anything you're doing. We know exactly. We do the scouting reports and everything like that. I don't want to hear that no more. We all qualify as NBA GMs if that's going to sit there and fly. Boston fans should be mad. You have every right to be upset because that was such a letdown. And I know, Mastermind, you said, well, you know what? They got the Brooklyn first-round pick next year, which will probably be a 1 or 2 or 3 pick. And they'll find a way to screw that up based on their history. Yeah. There is no Kevin McHale, like you said. There is no one to save him. Danny Ainge just signed, a contract extension after, Brad Stevens just signed too? And you do this?
This is what he does.
You do this? You were telling me, BoldBarry, and the guys on Twitter, when I was putting that article, I was like, yo, this could be mega. This could be huge. And you were just like, no, just wait. It's Danny. He'll find a way to screw this up. And that was a letdown. Jaylen Brown, I mean, he may be okay, and I don't want to put him down or anything like that, but
don't need okay.
You need more than okay. Chris Dunn, you should have drafted Chris Dunn. You should have drafted him. I mean, I don't know. Last thoughts.
Traded like Marcus Smart or something.
Right.
I don't know.
And I like to add too that with these picks, we also did a bonehead move last year. I know Celtics fans out there probably recall when we just watched Justice Winslow just whittle.
A lot of teams
did, but I know that the Celtics were like, yeah, we might get him, but we don't want to because we have Jay Carter and we just kind of were passive on Justice Winslow. Like we let him slip by our wayside too. Like we do that often. We let Kobe slip. I mean, obviously we didn't know Kobe was going to be Kobe, obviously, but we had him work out for us, and I'm pretty sure we saw that there. So
kind of like the year before when I think you guys had the Celtics had the 6th pick and the Lakers had the 7th pick, and you guys went with Marcus Smart over Julius Randle. I thought y'all were crazy for that because I'm like, the ceiling on Julius Randle is way higher than Marcus Smart. So
Smart's, as we see,
it's another scrappy player. They love those scrappy players. It's crazy. I don't know what's up with that.
Jaylen Brown seems like a just leaner, faster version of Jay Crowder. He looked based on what I saw. I just don't get it. The collection of scrappy role players is just not going to work anymore. It's not going to work. This
have to score, dog.
And I get it. Boston is a hard-working town. It's blue collar. It's do what you got to do to make things happen. And I get that, but if you're talking about the NBA, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. The number 3. Look, if you're not going to get a deal done, fine. If teams want to hold back, whatever. But at least at the last resort, you have to think, okay, if we have to make this pick at number 3, make the best available. And they didn't do that. They didn't do that. That was.
I think they panicked. They hit the panic button and was just like, I'm just going to pick this. All right,
it's not that hard, though.
It really isn't. Yeah. I don't know.
You have a guy make 85 threes out of 100.
I know. That's tough, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave it at there.
I'm going to live with that.
We'll leave it at there. Hey, I say BoldBarry and Boston fans, take a year off as a fan. Go out and,
I'm not
go
getting
fishing
to be
or something.
This year,
yeah.
So,
There you go. We'll talk rest of the NBA draft. Mastermind should be pretty excited. Got Brandon Ingram with number 2 picks for his Los Angeles Lakers. We'll touch on that and the rest of the NBA draft, trade moves, everything like that. This is LockEmUp Hoops Podcast, back after a week off. I'm Realistic Randy from Mastermind and BoldBarry.
I want it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it, but now I want more, and I'ma have it. Champagne dreaming, campaign teaming, so much.